Hello everyone, singer-songwriter James Hardiment here, and this is the Bridge to the Seaway podcast, a little special short episode in which I'm going to be talking about the feature film I've been working on lately with my team from Ottawa as well as this area as well, Cornwall, Ontario, Canada. For those of you new to the podcast, I am a singer-songwriter, actor, DJ, many different things. I also do a bit of website design. I have some new clients actually, and if you are looking for a website to be designed, I can do that as well. I can do lots of different things, audio, video services. I've worked with commercial clients. I've worked with, for weddings. There's all kinds of different things I've done over the years, business, seminars, stand-up comedy shows. There's all kinds of things we can cover with multiple cameras if necessary. So please get in touch. Like I said, visit my website, www.jameshardiment.com, and you can always like, subscribe, and share to support me and the work that I do. So yeah, let's get into it. So Katahdin is the name of the new film I've been working on, feature film, and it's the sequel to this picture I filmed back in 2011. It was called Windigo, and it was heavily inspired by myths online such as Slenderman and other monsters that were kind of going around at the time, sort of faceless creature that kind of, makes cameras distort, and it was very creepy. My business partner at the time, Brandon Rainey, introduced me to it, series on YouTube called Marble Hornets, and that was pretty spooky stuff at the time. All found footage, kind of people running cameras and masks and all creepy, and it really inspired us. There was other series too that were going on. But yeah, so we made the feature film, and this is going to be the sequel. And it's not in the same style. It's not going to be, because again, our monster was never really the same exact monster. It was something different, right? But, it was inspired, of course, by that. But, different rules apply. It's not the same sort of a thing. And you're going to find out in the new film what it's actually all about. So again, Katahdin is sort of a mystery. It is a private investigator, and it's sort of done in, like I said, the traditional style. I'm very inspired by movies like Indiana Jones and James Bond. I kind of wanted to get that sort of feel for this production. So there's some fairly big action sequences that we filmed. Again, I mentioned we rented some prop weapons from Colo Productions up in Ottawa. And just like airsoft, we added like the flash in post-production and the smoke in post-production. But some of the effects too, for explosions, I think we throw dirt at the camera and the screen to create the optical illusion of things, and it turned out pretty cool. So I'm about to swirl a plot. I've been cutting it together, and let's just say about an hour and 25 minutes is cut. I have to polish it a little bit, but it's cut, an hour and 25. So I think in the end, it's probably going to be realistically about an hour and 45 minutes when it's finally done. Might be slightly longer than that, but I think that'll be about that sort of a length. I may also cut some things. So I'm going to aim for I'd like to ideally aim between an hour and a half, like the first film, or an hour 45 would be preferable. I don't really want to pass 2 hours. I find once a movie's over 2 hours, I start falling asleep a little bit. So I want to make sure it's, But so far so good, and the team has been fantastic, very professional, and we're making it work on the budget that we have to work with. And if you are interested in working on a production, get in touch, please. Visit the website, www.jameshardiment.com. You can always forward me a resume by email, your headshot, all the details. And even if you've never acted before, maybe there's other positions too, like crew positions. I mean, I try to pay people when I can. Some people volunteer, some people I pay. It really depends on what we need and what they want to do. So yeah, please get in touch, feel free. Always looking to collaborate with other people as well, so don't hesitate to reach out for collaborations. But I do a lot of paid work as well, right? So please, if you are looking for some serious productions, even if it's a podcast or anything, get in touch with me, because I have the equipment to get you started on that journey. And yeah, so I'm just going to share with you some of the stills from the production, and you can see what we've been up to. And you can see we've been doing everything from like stunts with mats. We've had these little gunfights, and it's been a pretty incredible experience, to be honest with you. I mean, I've made big productions before, but I have to say this is probably my favorite production that I've ever done. It's got such a great sense of humor as well, I think, and but there's also some very dark moments. And again, drawing back to my inspirations, like movies like James Bond and the Indiana Jones franchise, it's got its wackiness, but it's also got its very serious moments too. So I enjoy that balance and that sort of adventure feel, right? So the film takes place half in Canada, in the previous location, Bonneville area, where the first film took place. And then we do go around from place to place, to Cornwall, Ontario. We go to Ottawa as well for a scene. And then we go over to the States, and the rest of the film takes place in the state of Maine, which is on the east coast of America. And hence the name of the film, Katahdin, because the biggest mountain in Katahdin is called Katahdin. So the biggest mountain in Maine is called Katahdin, Mount Katahdin. And yeah, so I'm not going to spoil the story, but like I said, it's kind of, they're trying to figure out years later what actually happened in the first film. So the next stage is, once everything's filmed, we're going to polish up the soundtrack, do some Foley work, sound effects. If you don't know what Foley is, we're going to make sure everything's really, really nice. Probably do some ADR dubbing as well to make everything really, really good. And then we are going to look into releasing in local theaters around the area, like the smaller theaters. And I have some contacts. I will approach them once everything's closer to completion, and then I might get started, because I was originally aiming for like a November release, because the first film was released in November 11th, 2011, and I thought it'd be kind of nice if I could do November 11th, 2024, but I want to make sure it's really good, and I don't know if we'll be there at that point, but I do have a whole other month to edit this. So like I said, and we've only got maybe a handful of days left to film, if I can get everybody together. But so far so good, and yeah, so keep an eye on that. If you want to follow that, just keep an eye on like I said, follow me social media. I have Facebook, I have Instagram. Visit the website on a regular basis. Please like, share, subscribe, get everybody talking about it. That's one of the best ways to help out artists, especially on the independent scale. We're not as big as some of the other guys, so like I said, we don't have millions of dollars to spend on advertising campaigns, so we have to kind of play it as smart as we can, right? So like I said, I really appreciate everything, guys, and yeah, hope you continue to enjoy the entertainment. By the way, I'm going to hopefully continue doing this Bridge to the Seaway once I can get some guests on the show again. It's just been a little bit hectic the last few months. I'm not really going to go into super detail, but let's just say, it's been hectic, well, with the film, everything else going on. So like I said, it's going well, but there's only so much I can do in the day, right? So I will be getting back on with that soon. But for now, I'm going to love you, leave you. And again, follow the journey. Thanks for the fans that have been with us since the beginning. And I know now, since posting back on a regular basis, the subscriber count has been climbing up steadily. So I really appreciate that, guys. That's really awesome. And every video you watch. And the great thing is to hear the positive feedback as well is always great. I'm glad people are actually enjoying the content that's being made, because that's one of the reasons I do it as well, right? It's not just for myself, it's for the audience to enjoy as well. And I often have that sort of retro aesthetic. That's what I like. I like to do things in a sort of upbeat, sort of positive feel from like the 80s and 90s sort of era. That's kind of one of my favorite time periods, so I try to kind of emulate in the work that I do as well. So yeah, have a great day, folks. Enjoy your weekend, if it is weekend when you're watching this. If it's not, enjoy whatever day it is.